going to talk today about what is better, ice or heat, after an injury. When someone first injures himself, it gets inflamed, or there's inflammation, which is a fancy way of saying there's more fluids that come into the area. And so if we look at ice for a second, ice is doesn't feel as good, and it helps contract things and push fluids away. Whereas heat, it's an analgesic. It feels good, right? Pain relief, and it brings fluids into the area. So now that we understand that a little bit more, so if you injure something and it's a recent injury, you're going to have inflammation, so there's more fluids. Therefore, the last thing you want to do is bring more fluids in there. There's already too much fluid, so you don't want to use heat. You do want to use ice, because remember, so you have inflammation, there's more swelling. Ice is going to contract things and push those fluids away, which is what you want. So for the first 2 days, really even up to the first week, so the first 2 to 7 days, ice is always good, and you can never go wrong with that. After, let's say, 3 to 7 days, something in that range, you want to follow it up with ice and heat, a combination of the two. Because what will happen is the ice will help contract and push fluids away. And then if you do that for a couple minutes and then you put some heat on, that brings some new fluids into the area. So basically with the ice, you're getting rid of the toxins that have built up, but then you're bringing in more fluids with the heat to help bring some nutrition in there. Then you follow it up with ice to get rid of any toxins that are building up again. And so that alternating between ice and heat is good for about a week. Then finally, so once you get to about 3 weeks after the injury, you're okay to use heat. But I'm going to say that very cautiously, because the better question, why are you still having aches and pains after 3 weeks? You haven't obviously addressed the underlying problem. There's still something not right. You really need to see a specialist, someone who specializes in injuries, to figure out why do you need to use that heat. Because while it's okay to use the heat, you're just masking what's ever not right, and you're developing a pathway for a lifelong issue of problems, which I'm going to talk about in another video called whiplash and chronic pain. But so while it's okay to use heat, I really say that hesitantly, because that's a sign that you should have it looked at. So again, the first 2 to 7 days, ice. After that, for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, ice, heat, ice, always end off with ice. And then if you're still having problems after 2 weeks, you need to have a professional look at it. Follow us on social media, Dr. Michael Pasternack, Chiropractor, Winchester Spine and Injury. If you're having any type of issue with the spine, I'm happy to take a look at you if you're here locally. Have a great day.